Hello everyone, this is Jediael. I've been asked by a couple people if I would give a video tour of my compound to show my defensive structures that I've built in addition to my base. And so let's take a look. I am, for those who are wondering, I am located on the left arm of Central Mountain. I personally like this location. I can see the road right here. I've occasionally sniped people with my bolt-action rifle from up here. Just down this way is a small rad. It's only like a 2 to 3 minute run. Down that way is the tanks where I can run to, and right behind me here on the other side of the mountain is Factory Rad, and there's always at least a couple resources. I'm looking out. I can see a bunch of wood piles and rock piles, so I'll take some cloth and a hatchet and run out there and grab a bunch of stuff. So I like this location. Every location has its pros and its cons. But let me show you around, show you how I've made this position much more defendable. Now traditionally people will build their base, and as you can see I've got a modified 3x1 design that I've got over there, and big metal base is all nice, but I personally don't like people walking right up to my front door. So I have a lot of intermediate gate structures around here, so let me show you. I have actually 8 gates surrounding my compound, we'll call it, and this helps to limit traffic over this section of the mountain where my base is, and it also is a little bit discouraging for anyone trying to raid it, because you would have to waste a couple C4 just to get in to the central base area, and I found so far that not a lot of people want to do that. So my base hasn't even been touched at all yet. We'll see how that goes in the long run. But right here we're looking at, this is gate 1. I found this spot after someone had put a box and jumped onto a ledge. So this is just a little tower. Each gate is pretty much the same. The layout's a little bit different, but I have a metal door with some, and it's all made out of wood. It's cheaper on resources, and so I just come up through here, got a little ramp, and here I'm through gate 1. Here's the ledge I was talking about. Someone put a box down right there, jumped on that ledge, jumped up here, and they ran through here and were able to get into the base. So there's gate 1, protects this side. Gate number 2 protects this entryway over here. I've built it a little further out so that way it's too tall to jump on the ledge. I'm pretty sure I'll have to double check again. You can't place a box right here to get up there. The slant is too steep. I'm not able to put a ramp right here, but I can enter in this way. Just open and jump in. And I use this as a temporary living space until I gathered enough materials. So there's gate 2, gate 1 and gate 2. This is newer that I just built. This is gate 3. So this spans this entire distance. So I have 2 gates covering these entry points on this side. I believe this is the north side, but I call this the west one because I have another gate over there. So this gate spans the whole distance here. It looks like just a wall, but I've got a little ramped entrance with a metal door, single door. But back here you can see there's all these ramps. And this, in case someone gets past these first gates, if I hear someone blowing C4 to get past these gates, I've got this really nice defendable area right here where I can get anyone coming up to my base. I can drop back down for cover, run back over here, run back up, see if they're coming up, blast them. So I mean, it's very defensible defendable position. I can run up here on the rock. I can see down here in front of this gate. Run up. I mean, all these rocks give me a lot of high ground to look down and see where people are coming in at, and these different gates give me places to fall back to once I figure out where they're coming in. So this is the third gate, not a traditional structure, but it's primarily designed with defending against invaders in mind and giving just one more layer of protection against people trying to get in. Here's the north gate. I'll drop down here. Let's take a look. Kind of similar but more traditional structure as the third gate here. It's just 5 span across, 1 wide. Come up through here. It's got a second floor, so if I want to defend this spot, I can do that. I can see the gate, the road down to the tanks. I can see that's actually the pawn shop, and so I can see a lot from out here. Actually, I'll show you through down here. This is also a temporary living quarters. I can sometimes put a friend, or I use that as a guest room if I have a friend or someone I'm helping out. They can use that. I'll limit door access, so that way I don't have to let them into my central base if I want to help them out. They can live temporarily in a gated structure. Once you come through here, we have a spike wall which I need to repair, but it prevents jumping up here. This wall is too high, so just one additional layer of protection. Yes, they could hatchet that down, but first I got to get through at least the walls first, so that's at least 2c4 to get through just the wood walls. 2c4 pickaxe. So that's gate 4. Here's gate 5, just a much simpler version of the other one. Got a ramp so I can look up and see. I can see the other gates from here as well. Just prevents access from jumping up onto these rocks over here where it's too steep. So that's a smaller gate. This is gate, let's see, that one was 5. This one is 6. This one doesn't have a door on this side. It's actually just a because of the steep slope and the height of the foundation, it prevents jumping up at all. I usually don't come up on this area. There's factory rad down on there, so this is the factory rad side. So this just gives pretty much a high wall to prevent that one. I usually come up this gate, which is gate 7, and there's a secondary gate right here too as well. So coming up the factory rad side, the only way in is through this gate, so gives me a chance to run in. I can run up here on top. Again, I can defend and see who's at the door, see if I want to let them in. Another intermediary structure. So again, the only way in over there is through that wooden door, or excuse me, metal door. So that's at least 2. They could try going through the wood wall, so 3, 4, so 4 at least on this side. I do plan on putting a gate here. I just hadn't put it there yet because it's really just extra at this point. Then over here on the back side, normally I would put a 5 across building here, but this is or gate. But my friend actually built his building right here, so it acts as a gate, but it's also his base. So we'll jump down here. I'll show you this, the back gate. Similar kind of designs. Got the ramp so I can see, and there's a secondary gate down here as well. So this is also on the factory rad side. There's a base someone built that we raided. Again, more resources over that way. Make a quick factory run and resource run. Run back up here. Run through the gate. Come back in. A little tip. You can use ramps like walls, especially if you're building into the rocks and are not able to quite put pillars in there. You can see through here, but you can't jump through here. So it's actually acting as a wall. So just a little building tip there. If you're building into the rocks, building gates such as this, they could pickaxe this down, yes, but again, if I'm online and can tell that they're coming, it just gives me an additional layer of protection. I can get through this gate by crouching through here, close this door, and then have to get past this gate. There's another little entryway over here by jumping on the rocks. I could put spike walls over there, but I haven't had any problems yet, so I'm just not going to waste the resources right now. To get through here, I just need to jump through my friend's base, if I can actually get through here. So yep, those are all my defensive structures that defend my base itself. I haven't had any issues yet because, as I've said, no one wants to use the C4 to get through the gates because they already can see this metal tower on the other side, so it's just not worth it for anyone at the moment to try to get into my structure. Probably take another larger group to farm the resources to get in. But here we'll take a look. This is a modified 3x1. I'll show you this as well. I am going to do a video later on to show you a couple variations I came up with for the 3x1 to address some issues some people have been having with it. The biggest one being how can you descend the structure once you've opened all the doors. My current solution right here is for some of the lower levels. I have a stair structure. This is a T-shaped base, and so the stair just allows access to some of the lower levels quicker. If you're able to open the doors or given access, you can open the door and jump in, and I use each of these as temporary living quarters for when I have additional friends join me. They can throw down a bed, they got a workbench, they got a storage place, so they can just throw their stuff in here. Got our furnaces, basic living area here. I'm not going to show you where I keep everything. You'll just have to come and raid me and find out. But so for the lower levels, these are all pretty much living quarters. There's nothing really in them. I might put a bed and a shotgun for base defense, because as you can see, if anyone comes in, I can defend the structure quite easily. And then what I do have is a door. The higher levels you can only access if you use the door gap trick that this base is designed around, and so I'll keep more valuable stuff up there, so still forcing you to use the door cooldown unless you want to use an extra C4 to blow the doorways too, but then again, that's at least 4 C4 minimum if you're really acrobatic. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message either on YouTube or on Reddit, and I'll answer as many questions as I can. Thanks again.